students, in yesterday's class we discussed about what is a programming language, what is a Python program, who developed Python, what are the advantages and disadvantages of Python, and how a simple Python program will be looking like, right? And today we shall continue with the topic tokens. So tokens in Python. So let me start with a short code snippet. Verb, object, like that, each word makes a sense. The same way here, each word makes a sense. Here the word, instead of words, we will be saying that as a token. So token is the smallest individual unit. Okay, so each word we will be saying it as a token, and it is the smallest individual unit. So what are the tokens are here? If is a token, age is a token, greater than symbol is a token, 18 is a token, colon is a separate token, again print, open bracket, quotes, everything is considered as a separate token. Okay, there are 5 types of tokens. So keywords, identifiers, literals, operators and punctuators. Can you able to relate what it could be? What could be a keyword? What could be the punctuators? What could be the operators? Can you able to judge from here? No. If is a keyword, then print is a keyword. Actually, it is a built-in function, but here we will be specifying it as a keyword. Then age is some variable, right? Age is a word. So greater than symbol, it comes under operators. Greater than symbol, okay, it does an operation, right? So it comes under operator. Open bracket, close bracket, and this colon comes under punctuators. Okay. So let me say what it is actually. Keywords. Keywords are the reserved words. Here, if is a reserved word, print is a reserved word. So we have to use those words only if it is necessary. The next is identifiers. So identifiers is a variable. So let me write another code snippet. So this is another code snippet. Here we will be saying this A, B, C as identifiers. These are the variables. Okay. So here there are certain rules how you have to name this. So if you need to name a baby, you cannot name it with predefined words like fan or light, right? We won't be naming the baby with the name light or fan, right? Because those are predefined words, it means something else. The same way here, while naming an identifier, naming a variable, there are certain rules to be followed to name it. Because there are 39 keywords, we should not use those keywords while naming a variable, right? So here, this is a variable. And next, here I am assigning some value to a variable, right? And that is nothing but the literals. So we will be saying this as literal. 2 is a literal, 3 is a literal. Fine. So we will be saying this as a literal. Literal means a raw data assigned to a variable. We will be assigning a value, a fixed value to a variable. So that we will be saying it as literals. Fine. The next is operators. So operators, there are many types of the symbols used to do some operations. There are many types of operators. Arithmetic operator, relational operator, assignment operator. Can you able to see here? Arithmetic, relational, assignment, logical, identity, membership, bitwise operator. There are 7 types of operators, right? These are the basic operators which we will be using while writing a program. Arithmetic operators, plus, minus, multiplication, division. So you know all these types of operators already, right? The new one will be modulus, and this will be floor division. So this means this is not a percentage here. While writing the program, it means that it is a modulo operator. So modulo operator is where if you are going to divide a number, the remainder part you will be saying it as a modulo, the remainder part. For example, what is the remainder here? What is the remainder here? 1, right? So that 1 will be the answer for modulo. So 3 modulo t means 2 means it means the value is 1. So floor division is like a general division. What is 3 by 2? 1.5. But here we will be taking only the integer part. We will be writing only 1. We won't be considering the value which is given after the point value. So this is These are the basic arithmetic operators we will be using while writing a program.
Children, I know it's a long day, you're all tired. Be happy, this is the last class. Yeah, so we are going to do a quick activity. Yeah, I know you're all grade 11 students. I know you all feel tired. Trust me, this game will make you energetic. Now you all please get up. Please get up. Just drop the things and get up. Last class, be energetic. Yeah. We are going to play the opposites game. Okay? If I tell you to sit, what you have to do? Stand. Simple. Okay? Just 1 minute we will play, you will get energy. Yeah. Sit. Great. Stand. Stand. Sit. Sit. Stand. Okay. Close your eyes. I mean opposites. Close means you have to open. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay, great. Okay, so today we are going to discuss one interesting topic. Okay, I will not take too much of time. Okay, so before moving to the topic, I want you all to do this think, pair and share. So I'm going to give you a situation. Okay, so the situation is that imagine that you are running a clothing business, a successful clothing business in India, and you want to start in UK. Okay, so I'm going to give you three options. One option, sell products directly to abroad. Second option, let someone else run the business. Or the third one, collaborate with the local company in UK. These are three options. Don't think too much. Whoever is next to you, turn to them, talk to them. Just tell me why, choose any one option. Tell me why did you choose that option. That's all. Okay, take 1 minute time. Turn to your partners. If you are three in groups, please share in that group. Okay. The situation is you are a successful company in India. You are going to start your business in UK. In this three option, choose one option and tell me the reason why. You can start sharing with your partners. In the next one, turn and talk. So today's topic is that based on the situation, what we are going to learn today is that modes of entry of international business. How are we going to do the international business? What are the modes of entry? So the simple mode which we all know is that import and export. Yeah, import, the meaning of the word import is buying and the meaning of the word export is selling. Exactly, simple. So we know that we have a lot of demand for Samsung phones. I want to be a global brand in India, but I don't know about the local market. So, but I wanted to come here. So what they thought is that I will give you my trade secrets. I will give you the recipe details. I will tell you how to open the outlets, how to advertise. I'll give you everything. You start in your Indian country. You choose the outlets. So this local people, distributors know which are the famous places people will come and eat. Entered India in 1996 by partnering with two local companies to operate its outlet. The brand allowed the local partners to run restaurants under the McDonald's name, following its standardized recipes, operational guidelines and quality control measures. What strategies did McDonald's use to enter India? Franchising. Perfect. In 2006, Walmart attempted to enter the Indian market by collaborating with Bharati Enterprises. This partnership allowed Walmart to leverage Bharati's knowledge of local market while providing its retail expertise. What strategy did Walmart use to enter India? Joint venture. Yes, brilliant children, I know. In 2013, the British luxury car manufacturer Jaguar Land Rover started selling cars from UK to Brazil. Selling cars from UK to Brazil. What mode of entry did Jaguar Land Rover use to enter Brazil? Export. Yes. India buys high-end television and home appliances from Sony and LG from their factories in Japan and South Korea. These products are sold in India through their exclusive brand outlets and distributor networks. What mode of entry is this? Import.